And we're live. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, it's 4 p.m. And welcome to Father to Father. My name is Devonte Bennet, aka Papa Bennett. And today I got a special interview. So for most of y'all, or for those of you who don't know, I'm a Moor. I'm a Moorish American. We're gonna find out what that means today. We're gonna interview a pretty well-known Moor around here on Instagram, it seems. He's a Wow, man, there's a lot to be said about this man. This man is he's very hard on the community. He goes hard for the community. He's got his own militia. He knows the law. He's an ex-Marine. Yeah, my man is deep with it, and he's with the community, and he's out here leading for the charge. So we're gonna get my man Jamhal. He goes by Squirrelfoot, I believe. Still, make sure he still goes by that. But it's his Instagram tag is Rise of the Moors, and we're gonna get this conversation going. We'll talk about fatherhood, and we're gonna talk about building this nation. I'm not a reader. Gonna see if we get this going. Hold on, I'm gonna try this one more time. Peace, brother. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm
Good.
doing wonderful. I'm glad to see you on here, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to
I
be
am
here.
I am so excited for this conversation. Oh man. This is this is about to be a very incredible conversation. So for those of you who don't know, this is I don't know, are you going by Jamhal or Squirrelfoot?
Yeah, Jamal.
Okay. So this is Jamhal. This is the guy. This is the right now he's the leader of the Rise of the Moors. He's heading an already very strong national divine movement, if you don't already know who us Moorish Americans are. But he's heading his own chapter of the movement. I guess you call it chapter. Yeah,
Civic organization.
yeah, your own civic organization.
Yeah.
Sorry, there you go. He has his own civic organization. It's very strong, and it's a very strong example.
Thank you.
That's saying that's kind of putting it very lightly. It's a very strong example of what we should be doing just as a community in general. We need to know. We need to study, and we need to study mind, body, and soul. I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
you're doing it. You're out there doing it. So
Yeah, we're trying.
let's go ahead and hop on in then. Man, I want to start. Congratulations. Was this your first child?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, so yeah, welcome to fatherhood, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
congratulations. How's it feel, man? How do you feel being a father now?
Honestly, it's great.
Yeah,
I didn't like. I can't say I didn't feel anything when the baby was being developed, but like I just kind of I just had a feeling that when she's actually here, I was gonna be more like just happier and more attached. You know what I mean?
right.
And that's exactly what happened.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you posting at the time that she was born and whatnot.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a very powerful. She got a super baby.
Yeah, I know. I know. Actually,
You got a super baby.
I think the day she was born, maybe 2 days after or whatever, I printed out her zodiac. I was reading
Yeah,
it and I just printed some stuff out. Like, she's gonna be real important.
yeah.
Yeah, like real important.
I saw that. I was like, oh man, oh okay, we got super babies
Yeah,
coming out now. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's it's yeah, that's something. So tell me about the home. You did home birth, right?
yeah, yeah. We did a home birth. We did a Lotus home birth.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, my wife. educated me on, you know, everything as far as
Really?
how important a home birth is and how, you know, they put fentanyl in I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think when the women have to get induced or something like that, the doctors inject them with something in their spine and it has fentanyl in it. And I've seen, you know, family members have children in hospitals, and the baby's normally like not moving a lot. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's just sitting there. And I noticed my baby, she's always moving. We recorded her being born. Epidural. What is that? What she say?
Epidural. She said,
I think she spelled it wrong.
yeah.
Epidural, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it
Something.
is. But the doctors are giving this to our women, and it has fentanyl in it, which is what, you know, drug dealers cut cocaine and crack with.
Right.
You know what I mean, to make it stronger. And that's why the babies come out all, you know, they're not normal.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
noticed immediately, as soon as my daughter came out and she was handed to my wife, she was lifting her head up. She was moving. She hasn't stopped moving. Like, she's not acting like the normal babies that I've seen act
Right.
when they come, you know, when they're born in the hospital.
No, that's very interesting you say that because now that you mention it, because I got 3 kids and we had 3 C-sections, so she was induced all 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and my children were they first coming out when I first saw them, or at least for the last 2, they weren't moving as
Yeah,
actively like that, and that's
yeah.
there was
Because
issues all around the board with that.
you
Right.
know, they're high,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy that it's just it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that the so-called medical institution is doing that to infants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, basically with no real reason.
Yeah. There's no explanation for it, and they really, yeah. There's.
And I heard they get paid more when the women don't have a natural births. The doctors get paid more for that because
I
they have
wouldn't
to
be
do more. You know what I
surprised.
mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, they're gonna have to. They're on. Most times the doctors are on call. They're coming in for extra
Yeah.
hours. Yeah, of course they're gonna
Yeah.
get paid more.
And with Juju's delivery, they didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
All they did, really, and this is the honest truth, was like they checked her vitals, they checked the baby's position, and they just kept asking her how she was doing, and they helped pass the rest of the placenta when the baby was born, and they helped clean up. And that was really it. Like, you
Oh
know,
man.
they also, you know, reminded her to stay relaxed. They didn't do nothing. It was more honestly like moral support,
Right.
and it was a little upsetting because it was kind of like, yeah, we'll help with the delivery, but if anything bad happens, you have to go to the hospital anyway. So it's like,
Right. So you're
what?
here for basically nothing. Right.
Yeah, yeah. You know, but despite all of that, it was beautiful because, you know, all she really did was she listened to her body. And you know, I can't speak for her, but what I observed was when she had the contractions, that's when she assisted in the pushing, and then when they stopped, she stopped.
Okay. Now, see, let's get into that then right there because to be honest with you, I don't know a lot of men that really have said it like I've talked to a lot of dads and I've
Mm-hmm.
never heard anyone say that they really observed it. And what
Yeah.
else? What other? I guess what else can you
So
tell me about
her
it?
her
Because
her water, she was 9 centimeters dilated at like midnight, but
ooh,
her water didn't break until 4:05 a.m.
whoa,
And between 5:50 and 5:07, that's when she was in actual labor.
damn.
Yeah, so it took her 7 minutes, and I was just watching her like handle it like a champ.
Yeah, yeah. I
You know,
mean, like,
she took it like a champ. Like,
jeez.
she did fucking phenomenal. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but
Nah, you good?
she
You
did
good?
absolutely great. Like, great. Like, it
So
was incredible to watch.
that's yeah. I can't even. I honestly can't even imagine because like all I saw the whole time was my wife was in just freaking pain, and I was literally panicked because you got the stupid epidural. That
Yeah,
shit went wrong. The
yeah,
freaking. I remember she said like something about her was like something about the shot wasn't right. She said she could feel shit or something,
yeah,
and
yep,
I was like, oh fuck no. Like I just remember
yeah,
just freaking out dealing
yeah.
with that shit. So like I can't. I just good God, that's got to
So
be just
I
amazing.
remember in like 2016 when I first was like, when my mind was blown. I just kept having this vision of like doctors strangling babies. And I don't know why. I can't prove that they did or not. But in my mind, it was like, whatever they're doing at hospitals for children
It's
is
not.
normal.
Yeah.
And then I also had a vision of, my first child being born in a pool. And although my daughter wasn't, Juju was in a pool in her room, but then she ended up, actually delivering the baby on the bed. But anyway,
Okay.
So it wasn't really like foreign for her to say, she wanted to have a home birth. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then she explained to me what a lotus birth was, and then how they're doing the stem cell research with the blood from the placenta, which is the DNA of your baby. It's like, yeah, the doctors, as soon as the baby's born, they cut it off the baby and then they drain blood from it.
And that's what's going on with it.
That's
Of
what
course,
they do.
that's what's going on. That makes so much
exactly what they're
sense.
Doing. Yeah, it's crazy,
bro.
What are you doing with baby blood, bro?
Yeah. What?
Come on.
I can think. I can
weird.
think of a list of things of what they're doing with it, which is the problem. Exactly. That's weird. That's okay.
And, also, I'm gonna say some other stuff that's not really a secret, but we, her and I lost our first child. Well, I lost 3 children.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
3 different women. The first 2 were the medical term is abortion, but they chose it. It wasn't like a miscarriage.
Right.
Because the word miscarriage, the proper medical term is an abortion. Oh. Not what we think an abortion is, when they terminate.
Really? Yeah.
So the first 2 were abortions against my consent. And then with me and my wife now, we lost the child. And they said that they wanted us, we actually had to go to the hospital for that, because it was serious. So, right. But the doctor said, we chose to pass the rest of, what was supposed to be the fetus, the material. We passed it at home in the tub. And I was standing there with her. We were both crying our brains out because it sucks, right? Because we're looking at this blob of what's supposed to be our baby, and it's not our baby. Yeah. And the doctor said that they wanted us to give it to them. We're like, what? For what? For what? Why do you want that? That was supposed to be a being that my wife and I brought into this planet, and you just want it? No. I mean, so we had.
How do you even have the courage to ask them?
And we actually buried it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
not gonna give it to you so you can run test. Nah, that's fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like they have no respect towards any human anything.
Everything's just scientific.
Everything is not even scientific. Everything is monetary. They're just using science as an excuse. It's monetary. They don't care about science.
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
It's disgusting what they're doing.
So tell me a little bit more about lotus birth in general.
Yeah. So
what's the difference? What is a lotus birth?
Yeah. So lotus birth basically means as soon as the baby's born, you do not cut the umbilical cord, which is attached to the placenta. Okay. Yeah. And I didn't know that till my wife told me. I don't know what none of that stuff is.
That's the part where they're allowed to get all the
the baby blood. Yeah.
Okay.
Literally,
so
the baby blood. Yeah.
How long did you guys leave it attached for then?
It probably dried in like 72 hours. It dried off like the from the placenta to the umbilical cord. You can see it drying. Wow. And once it dried, we just cut it off because the baby's no longer taking anything from it.
Right. Oh my God, dude. It's incredible.
Just like a tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
When the tree is taken from the leaves start changing colors until the tree can take nothing else from it, and then the leaves fall. And that's exactly what happens to a placenta, and it looks just like a tree.
That's crazy, because I've seen the pictures of it, and that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's not interesting. I guess that's nature. That makes perfect sense.
So when she explained it to me that she wants that, I'm like, oh yeah, what?
Yeah,
I'm all for it. If it sounds right in nature, I'm for it.
Right. It just
because we got disconnected from nature by believing in all this crap that they taught us in their institutions.
That we've been
the way to get back to
miseducated
identity. This turban doesn't make me a Moor.
Facts.
My culture makes me a Moor. My bloodline makes me a Moor.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Once we get back to the actual culture, then we're ourselves again.
Let's go ahead and hop over right on to that then. Tell me how. All right, you know what? Let me start here. You're a Marine, right?
Yeah, Semper Fi, bro. I know you are.
Semper Fi, yeah. Okay, so I had just, I don't know. For me personally, it was like like it was like a shot in the head when I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I'm a Marine and a Moor. It was like it's a whole walking contradiction.
It's like, oh, I'm against myself,
bro,
and my whole people,
and my whole everything. But then it like clicked. It was like that's why the Marine Corps is completely against. Like that's why there's no, you can't wear your own. There's, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you even came to find out who the Moors were.
So when I was in the Marines, I was a lifer, bro. There was no way I was getting out. I loved it. Loved the Marine Corps. Loved everybody in it. I loved being able to basically go wherever I want.
Right.
Well, not really, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're freedom, exactly.
The lifestyle, you know, the brotherhood,
exactly.
The way we talk, the way we act. You know what I mean? All of that just feels good. You know, especially coming from a broken society.
Yeah.
Coming from no culture to be introduced into, you know, what they call the biggest gun club in the world, the United States Marines, the few, the proud, the top fucking 1% of the U.S. population. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Drill that shit into your head too, right? You feel good.
Like, oh, I get to be part of something bigger than me. And
hell yeah, you walking around?
Right? You know what I mean,
bro?
So I swore to God I was gonna be a lifer. Everyone I was with, they'll tell you I was a lifer. I wasn't getting out. And then since, you know, I was so confident in my abilities, I was always on the A team. I was always on advanced parties. You know, I got meritoriously promoted out of boot camp. I got meritorious awards. I got my good conduct medal, all this good stuff. I made corporal before I was 20 years old. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Everybody knows me. I'm good. So I'm like, yeah, I'll re-enlist whenever I feel like it.
Right.
I didn't know that there were what's that called? Tiers. You know, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4.
Yeah, they brought that BS out randomly.
Yeah, I thought it was just if you're a fucking good Marine, they want you. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? That's the dream that they sell you.
See,
and that's not like that.
And so that's why that's why it's going downhill right now.
Yeah, for real. So I didn't know. So all the tier 3 and tier 4, the shitbags, the tier 3 and tier 4 Marines, all of them, all the shitbags, they suck at their job. Their general population, they're just extra bodies. They knew, okay, I ain't shit, so I got nothing else. I got nothing else. So let me book my re-enlistment package early. I'm over here like, man, I got these stripes. I don't care. I got time. I don't care. Like, what's up? The Marine Corps needs me, right? That's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking Marine Corps needs me, right? Like an idiot. So I wait to re-enlist. I actually tried to re-enlist. I was tier 2. I was a tier 2 Marine because I didn't have a green belt yet in McMat. But my entire chain of command recommended me for tier 1. I still have the DD-214 and all that. So I'm tier 2 recommended tier 1, and they said, oh no, there's not enough because they
there's not enough space
by the time frame you entered in. So I'm like, wait, what? Right? And then I remember, I'm not gonna say his name on the record, but I remember this guy who's in my unit. I'm like, they let this motherfucker re-enlist before me?
Oh no!
Because you know he don't know his job. He sucks. He's not a leader. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are we doing? What's going on? Anyway, I just remember being in the smoke pit. I used to smoke cigarettes. I remember being in the smoke pit. I was wearing my Ray-Bans. I was wearing my Japanese Corporal's Corps shirt. I was looking at my fucking unit, smoking a cigarette. I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I already know God got me, right? Then I get out. My mind is blown. Then my cousin, because you know you already know. I'm not gonna say too much to you.
Marty, yeah.
But my cousin introduced me to the Moors, and at the time, you know, I'm this raging alcoholic because I just got out of the Marine Corps. No one understands me. I'm displaced in society. You know, I'm going through all this mental, you know, what was it? Mental, you know,
you going through it, yeah.
And I can't
all
explain
the hell.
to nobody because I don't trust nobody because they don't got my 6 like Marines got my 6. They can't even relate to me because I'm speaking to them like that. They don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, I have to be what my family remembers me as, which that's not what it is. It's me making all this crap up. It's me putting all this, you know, all these expectations on myself that's in their mind that doesn't even make sense. I didn't even talk to them about it.
Right.
It's just I'm displaced in society. So when my cousin Robbie, right, and then we look at the name Ra, which means the sun, which is information, right? My cousin Robbie was like, you know who the Moors are? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no Moors, bro. I'm going through it. Right? And then he basically showed me a video of Professor Booker T. Coleman, which is his free national name is Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamene. And he's talking about the Moors. It's one of his old videos. It's like a 2-hour lecture about who the Moors are and how we taught Europeans how to read, how to write, how to bathe, and math and science. And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds right, because my family's pretty intelligent, and growing up in the hood, the Europeans always need help in the hood. Like they can't. So I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then especially to teach them how to bathe, because my mom is like, she's a neat freak. You know what I mean? She's like, everything got to be clean, all that. And I always used to hear her talking about how so-called white people don't use washcloths. So when I'm hearing those, I'm like, oh, this shit makes sense. Then, I keep looking up this guy, Booker T. Coleman, or Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, and I come across his lecture with Taj Tariq Bey. Everybody knows who Taj Tariq Bey is. If you're a Moor, you know who he is. Either you love him or you hate him. And if you hate him, you're dirty. And if you love him, you're upright Moor. Right? So then it's a lecture that he did on the West Coast with Sabir Bey. And he starts talking about from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli is about how the Europeans conquered the Moorish Empire. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Marine Corps hymn.
Boy.
I'm like, wait. I was singing that proud, like at attention, and like, yeah, we're the shit. From the fucking halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Boy.
Fucking fight our country's battle on the air, land, and sea. First to fight for rights and freedom, whatever the rest of the song. Proud to claim the title of the United States Marine. Hoorah! Right? I'm singing that shit. Got the Marine Corps tattoos, got Insane India on my body, got God, right? All that. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I do? Right? I'm literally now, as a Marine, I'm an enemy to my own people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what it is.
That's literally what it is.
It don't matter whatever you think. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Because you already know about the Battle of Fallujah. You already know.
Dude,
so you already know they're murdering. You already know they flew over, these Asiatics' homeland. They dropped flyers and said, if you're not in your house by 7 p.m., you're getting murdered. And that's what they was doing, men, women, children, dogs, your cat, and your goldfish. But when you're in, you're like, oh, hell yeah, we're the Marines. We do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, you don't know.
But now when you think about it from like a national, political, you're an indigenous person and they're murdering other indigenous people, you're like, oh, my God.
This is fucked.
We're fighting for the Roman Empire and we don't even know it. Under the guise of, yeah, you're finally a 14th Amendment citizen and you're part of the United States and slavery's over and go fight for your country because they bombed the Twin Towers and how can they do that to us and our this and our that? I'm like, you know what? How dare they do that to us when it's really, Bush and the whole, whatever you want to call them, the elites or the oligarchy, whatever, the Pope's men, they planted, they did 9/11 all that crap too.
Exactly.
Perpetual war. And then you look at Operation Cyclone and you see that the CIA funded the Mujahideen before they became known as Al Qaeda and ISIS and all of that stuff. Like this is like political warfare. Of the Roman Empire against the Moorish Empire, and we had no idea. So I'm getting blasted with this information at that time. And I said on camera, I threw all my Marine Corps uniforms away, my medals in the garbage, my awards in the garbage, took it out the garbage, threw it away, took it out the garbage, threw it away, took it out the garbage. And I'm telling my mom, I'm crying, tears are coming out of my face. I said, Mom, what the fuck did I do? And I feel like crying now because this is a real thing. Because she was telling me, oh, don't join, don't do it. They don't give a fuck about you. I'm fucking 17 years old.
Yeah.
My family has nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got a house, but what else we got? I see us getting murdered on the street every day. I don't want to go to college with none of these people I'm in high school with. I don't want a job that I hate because I hear everyone complain about how they hate their job. I don't want to do none of that.
Bro, you are speaking to my heart.
I'm not joining no gang. What other options do I have?
You are literally speaking to my heart. Like that is the exact conversation. I know. Like that's and that's what hurts so much. It's like that's the truth. Like it's like, dude, we don't have any other fucking options.
Yeah.
Like you didn't give me any other fucking options. Like what the fuck do you want me to do?
So my mom explained it to me like this. She said, Jamhal, it doesn't matter. You still earn that. Not everyone. You already know. Not everyone can make it through the crucible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not everyone. You go to Paris Island. There's a whole battalion of motherfuckers. They look depressed.
There. Yeah,
they can't make it through the crucible. They're supposed to be there 3 months. They've been there for 2 years. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Yes.
So there's a whole broken battalion over here, and you make it through. You're one of the top 1% or whatever they lied to us and tell us.
Right.
And you get 2%. You get your Eagle Globe and Anchor. You hand it to you. The motherfuckers have been yelling at you every day from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Every day, every morning.
Made me cry, bro.
Now they start treating you with respect, and they hand the Eagle Globe and Anchor in your hands, and they tell you thousands of Marines went on this blah blah blah. Like, oh my God, I made it finally. You know what I mean? So when I heard Taj talking about this, I'm like, oh man. Fuck. I was part of this. I was part of the so-called racism that the black people are complaining about. I was part of it. I was part of keeping these people in power. You know what I mean? And then, so I've been studying Taj since I started. And then once I read that Noble Drew Ali said he's a prophet and a general, I said, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is it for me.
Yep.
And that's basically it. And then ever since then, I don't want there to be no. When I woke up, I was like, "Where's the Moorish Science Temple of America out here?" Because if it was out here, I would never have to join the Marines because I would see the fight. Oh, this is the fight. Okay, I was born to fight. I would see the fight. I would have seen it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to join and be part of Rome. But now I realize I'm using all that. I'm using the JJ Did Tie Buckle. I'm using BAMSIS. I'm using all that, and I'm teaching our people. And if you watch the videos, that's what you see me doing.
That's exactly what I see you doing.
Hood Moors, BAMSIS.
And it work. It's work, bro. What's crazy is it's working. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. So when I first got on, I think it was earlier this year, and I first really started diving in. I got pretty much similar story, but I guess I kind of didn't really get hit with who we really were as Moors until like this year. So when I started seeing your videos, it started making me it made me realize something, that I had to teach my family the exact same thing. That everything that you were teaching them, those Moors, I was like, I gotta teach my kids this, because this is exactly that. This is the fire team. They have to know this is the war that's going on. This is what's going on. You got you got to peep
straight up war.
Exactly. It's straight up warfare, and it's like you either you don't got no other choice.
Yeah.
This is what you were born into. This, you were born a warrior. I'm sorry. Yeah. it's like fuck. It's like that's literally what it starts. And I don't know, like I absolutely love what you're doing. Like it's working. It's not even just working. It's crazy. So let me ask you this. Let me hop over this back to fatherhood real quick. Yeah. So as now being a father, how I don't want to say how have you thought about how you're gonna implement this?
To be honest, since I wrote my trust when I started Moorish Science, and in my trust I was talking about my children before they were even born. That's what it's for.
Right.
That's what all of this is for.
Exactly.
So I had a plan. I just didn't know how the plan was going to go. I thought I knew some stuff about Moorish Science, right? So since I thought I knew what I was talking about, I wrote a book. And I knew by me teaching for my book and me interacting with people, that's going to help me develop a deeper comprehension of Moorish Science.
Start learning
it. Make it easier for me to teach whoever I need to teach in the future, whether it be my children or my family or whatever. So that was my plan. That's always been my plan. It's just this is the first time I'm really saying it. So right. I was already preparing to teach my children before she was even here. You know what I mean? And now it's a lot easier for me to teach more science because I've been doing it for so long.
Right.
Now I know multiple ways to explain it. You know what I mean? And then since she's a baby, that's going to be a whole nother aspect of me learning how to teach more science.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only is it going to be a benefit to her, it's going to be a benefit to me because she's going to get the comprehension that I have as an infant, because I already gave her a class this morning, as you already did, on language. Because in her birth chart it says she's gonna know multiple languages and she's gonna be a teacher. So I gave her lessons on phonology, morphology,
bro,
what a phenome is, what a grapheme is, all of that. This morning, it was like 5 minutes or whatever, and I was making it playful, and she was staring right at me, like she knew what I was saying.
And what's the thing about it is though, she does know what you're saying. Like the fact that you even are doing that's. Man, like I really wish that I had known to do stuff like that when they were first young like that, because that's exactly what's gonna do. She's gonna grow up and she's gonna be that.
Yep.
The more and more I study Moorish science, I'm starting to realize that the younger you learn it, the easier it is.
Yep.
The easier it is, and it's gonna shoot you. It's gonna propel them forward so far because they will get it. Oh my God, you're gonna have a super baby. Like I promise you, she's gonna be 1 year old and she's gonna tell you what 5 plus 5 is. 5 plus 5 is 10, and the physics there's an age is 2000.
She's gonna be teaching me stuff. I recently figured out what a grapheme was. I didn't know what a grapheme was.
Bro,
grapheme.
Oh my gosh,
and she's learning that today, and she's only a few days old.
See, now that's
obviously I'm gonna have to reiterate it, and put it in book form.
It's like, oh my God, this is honestly one of the best things that I've learned with fatherhood is exactly that. I've kind of noticed that I don't know. God's been showing me more and more how much fatherhood really is godhood, how much you really have
Yeah.
to turn into God to be a good father. Because you have to perfect yourself.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff. It's like, man, I don't even know what that is, but you have to know what that is. So I have to go learn what that is to teach you what that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, facts.
To try
I
to
was actually
figure it
talking
out.
to my wife. I was like, "Who's gonna teach her math? Because I'm not that smart guy. I can do the dumb stuff, but I ain't talk about no complex algebra.
Bro.
You know what I mean? I can show her how to do, you know, like how I run my business, how I do math like that. I can teach her that.
See, that's why it's gonna be important for us. Honestly, that's why it's really important for us to start doing more of this
Bro,
and
she
stuff so we
already
can
has
start building
economics
it.
books. Juju was looking at me like, "Why'd you?" I was like, "What you mean?
Right. Hey, if look,
Why'd
get
you
her
get
while
that?"
she's
Like,
young. Read it to her at story time. Oh my God.
yeah.
Like I can just imagine the stuff because she's literally all she's doing is taking in the information and thinking.
Yep.
All she
Yep.
can do is think. Like,
Yep.
well,
Yep.
Daddy said phrenology. What is phrenology? Think about that
Yep.
for 3 years.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my
I'm
God.
having her, bro. You don't even know. I have it all planned. She's gonna be writing book reports. I'm gonna make it fun. It's already in her birth chart that she's gonna be a writer, so it's gonna be fun.
It's
It's gonna be.
exactly.
It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fun.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's never
You know what I
easy,
mean?
but that's the fun in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the fun in it. Is it's not
Yeah.
easy. All right, so hop back over to this.
Oh no. Let me say one
Oh, go
quick
ahead,
thing.
go ahead, go ahead.
Uh, I noticed that if you speak to children like they're children, it's harder for them to act like adults. But if you start speaking to children at an early age, they start acting as adults at an early age.
Yep.
Especially if you discipline them. So I have a nephew. I have two nephews. But my first nephew, his father was murdered, so he didn't really have a father figure, and I
Right.
kept trying to discipline him. And you know, because he wouldn't listen to his mom, he wouldn't listen to my mom. So I'm speaking to him like a grown ass man. Like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Listen to your mom, right? Because you know how children they make that little manipulative voice. Hey mom, could I have this? Whatever. Like, nah, don't switch up. No, be yourself.
Right, right.
But my mom and my sister didn't understand what I was trying to do. I'm trying to make him a man because he has to be one.
Right.
And I'm trying to make him listen because he has to listen to y'all. You know what I mean? So they didn't understand that. They were like, stop speaking to him like a man. I'm like, all right, watch. He's not gonna listen. And guess what my sister said? He's like, I don't know. I think I don't know how old he is, to be honest. I think he's 10 or something like that. I don't know. You know, sorry about that, Moosh, but I know he's my nephew. That's all that matters, right? And I gave him one of my books as a Christmas present. But anyway, she said the other day he don't listen. Okay, well, there's proof how early actions affect later development. That's proof. What more do you want? What more do you want than that? Because
100%.
you didn't let me discipline him then, he don't listen now.
100%.
And I get it. You know, his dad just died, so they're going to baby him and give him whatever he wants, but you can't do that. There has to be checks and balances with everything.
That's the key to it right there. Checks and balances. And
now he don't listen. Hey,
that right there is a big thing when it comes to especially with our people. We don't have enough checks and balances in the home. Yeah. And we'll have a lot of either I've noticed, I guess you got two broken people. You got a broken mom and a broken dad. They try to come together. They're both still broken, and then you have a broken child. If nobody fixes the two broken adults, they don't fix each other. The child is not going to be able to be whole either. And you got a bunch of broken ass people walking around. And that's literally what it turns into. And it's like no one understands that you eventually you got to step up. You got to fix yourself. You can't be
and
broken.
that's why we don't have any culture, because there's no standard. There's literally black standard is like show up late, be loud, eat terrible food, go to church, and go to funerals a lot,
and hip hop.
Yeah, and hip hop. Yeah.
That's it.
That's not fucking culture. That's not culture at all. You know what I mean? That's fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what that is. And that's why our people join gangs and we join the military, and we don't know how black we are within society, so we don't say black. We say African American because that makes us feel better, and then or we say colored because that makes us feel better. We don't know who the fuck we are because we don't have any culture.
Nothing that ties us back.
Yeah, we're literally broken people. So once I saw Moorish Science, I was like, oh my God, this is everything. Everything I've been feeling before I even knew, I didn't know who I was. I had just had this feeling of I don't really know how black I am because the way I speak, You know, all the black people say I'm the whitest black guy they ever met. All the white people say I'm the whitest black guy they ever met. So I don't understand. Like, I don't know my place. But now I know what white means. White just means you're intelligent. Okay, yeah, I'm white as fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, call me white all day, bro. I don't give a fuck. Call me white. I'm white as shit. I got my own business. Literally, I make money how I want to make money. I'm good. I control my life. Call me white all day, bro. I love that. So once I found Moorish Science, I'm like, this is it. This is everything that our people need. All the problems our people have. Moorish Science has the potential to solve it. It's just up to our own will, literally.
It is. It's literally. It puts the power back in our hands.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it does. So, all right. So hop over here real quick.
Yeah.
So, because actually you kind of just touched on it you literally right there. How important is knowledge of self? How important was it for you to get that? Because you touched on it right there. But like, I mean,
I honestly cannot fathom. I can't fathom it. I can't put it in words.
Hey, y'all silly in the comments. Y'all silly in the comments. Y'all go get us hurt over here, okay? Yeah, not everybody knows what we're talking about, okay? y'all calm down, okay?
So literally finding out not just Moorish Science is just a very broad statement, but knowing about our history, where our people have been, what we have invented,
what we have achieved, man.
Yeah, what we've achieved. Like, learning all of that has literally been everything to me. Like, it's deeper than the statement of knowledge of self. It's so much deeper than that. Like, you can't explain what it is. It literally, you know, when Noble Drew Ali said something like he fixed the wires and mend them with higher powers or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I literally feel connected to so many people now.
Yes.
Like, it feels like there's a cord from the center of my being
that leads through
into other humans that I don't even know, but I feel them or
like the Avatar.
I can't explain it.
I saw someone post a picture of the Avatar.
Oh yeah.
The line of avatars going through. I was like, yeah, that's what it feels like. I was like,
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I put this on my life. No lie. Something like that happened to me. And this was early on in Moorish Science. I was reading the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And I was like, I know this document applies to me. I just don't know how. And I swear to God, you know how in the Matrix, when Morpheus is with Neo and he puts in a computer program and the row and row of guns came
just shoots.
I swear to God, no lie. It was like that with human beings, and all of them were touching me. I was like, what in the world is this? And I'm crying because all of them got the same skin tone as me, dark brown. It's just, and it's like, it's not just rows, it's top and bottom of human beings, physical bodies, all of them touching me. Like one hand on my shoulder, the next one on their shoulder, and the next one touching that one, and it was like I was literally connected to all these people. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than just reading a book and saying, "Oh yeah, we're a Moor, we did this." Nah, bro, you can feel it.
You
and
can
if you
feel
can't feel it, you ain't doing it right. You know what I mean?
That's a big part right there.
Someone else, because my people, I don't know if it's just my direct ancestors, I don't know, but they're strong and they're not playing.
No, they ain't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they definitely ain't playing, bro. They letting you know me.
Yeah, for real. Like, I was crying. I was like, what just happened? I'm like, am I fucking crazy? What's happening? You know what I mean? Like, this shit didn't happen when I was dreaming. Like, story. Now I'm seeing shit. People touching me. I'm seeing fucking space people. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know, and it's real. Like, that. I never experienced anything like that. Nothing has ever come close to that. Like, I'm part of. I'm just part of something permanently.
Yeah, permanently. Exactly.
And as soon as I printed it out, I had the United. I still have that very one, written all over and everything. It's all beat up. I touched it. I said, I know this applies to me. I don't understand how. I remember I was in my mother's basement. I was sitting on this chair that she no longer has. And I literally just fucking blacked out. And that's what happened. And I was crying. Like, like I went somewhere, came back. Like, you know, T'Challa, when he went to the astral world.
Yeah.
It was like that.
I saw that, yep.
You know what I mean? It was crazy. It wasn't crazy. It was amazing. And
I can imagine scared. I can imagine that part. But I'm just like, because I still haven't. I don't know. I've only been. I think something's still blocking me from getting something real from being touched yet.
Mm-hmm.
But numbers. They talk to me in numbers, and they be screaming to me in numbers. They scream at me
So
in
that's
numbers.
it right there, bro. Everyone's experience is different. Don't think that just because
that
it
is
wasn't
true.
as intense as someone else's that you ain't special, bro. Fuck that. Fuck
That
all
is
that.
very true.
That's what people want you to think. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna hear your pineal gland break and you're gonna feel it decalcify. Nah, bro. Who the fuck are you? If every single woman's pregnancy is different, every single awakening of every individual is different.
It's different. Damn. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. Yo, for real, that right there, that I hope that hits a lot of people who think they got superpowers, because I've been doing a lot of contemplating on that whole thing. Like, yo, only way for us to have superpowers is if we had power and it became super. So we have power. Bro. You just gotta act,
bro. The way they was explaining it, it was like oppression was gonna end on the 32nd,
bro.
22nd. I'm like, oh word, oppression's over on the 22nd.
Bro, just
got powers on the 21st. Hell, Thanos! Oh, Thanos is here! Reset!
What's up, dude? All right. You want to say hi? Say hi. And my son wants to say hi real fast.
Hi.
Hi. All right, go, booty.
I was gonna say something
over
about.
your face.
I was gonna say something about knowledge itself. I can't remember. It's just important, man. It's really important. Oh, I was gonna say this. Once I found Moorish Science, like our mothers always wrap in their head. That's a turban. They don't even know it. You know how they always make fun of.
Boy,
right?
I had to break that down the other day.
They always make fun of the Indians because they was always naked. You already know moms never wear clothes in the house.
Ever.
That's our culture, bro.
It's just natural. It's the stuff that you don't even realize is natural that you just never link to everybody else. Yeah, that's literally it.
Oh, you think they just wrap their head just because?
Just because everybody just wraps their head.
Yeah. Yeah. And you already know, so-called black people, every time we walk down the street, we nod. That's our culture. We don't even know it.
Don't even know it.
We could just speak and say Islam or something. Now we just acknowledge that they're there. Peace. And guess what we say?
Peace. Peace.
That's Islam, stupid.
Peace.
We don't even know.
We don't know.
But we
have
can't
no
even
clue.
escape it. We can't. It's impossible to escape it.
It really is. It is. It's you just have to link it back.
Yeah.
That's
you gotta realize it's Moorish Science.
That's it. Realize what it is.
Yeah, it's your culture. You just got it. You know what I mean?
So let's ask this, and we're gonna wrap it up on this one. This is gonna be a nice one. What do you think it's gonna take for the Moorish for us to really wake everybody up?
Prophet already said it. It's gonna be the sword, and for a lot of people, it's gonna be a sword. For some people, it's not. It's just like they're honestly looking for who they are. Excuse me, and their will is gonna determine that. Yeah. For a lot of people, it's gonna be a sword. And I know that from personal experience because there's a lot of people that come to me asking me for help because they're in a legal situation. They're like, hey, how do I nationalize right now? I'm like, that's not how this works, but I'll let you think it works like that, have you do this paperwork, and I'll give you some information, and then they just stop showing up after that.
Exactly.
So it's going to be, like the Prophet said, the Europeans going to let them down. The system's going to fail them so hard that they're like, oh, my God, there has to be something else, and they're either going to break or they're going to find more science.
It's literally at that point, dude. Like, I don't know. Going into 2021, all the craziness I keep seeing.
Nah, man. Man. Because you got to think about it. Look, a lot of our people are used to shit. They're used to nothing. So this coronavirus shit ain't no much of a difference. That's true. There's still people partying. Like, what you mean?
That is very true. That is.
You know what I mean? Like, they're chilling right now.
Hey, you ain't never lied about that. You ain't never lied about that. You know what I mean? I got homies that be out. They be out partying.
Chill at the hookah lounge. Like, wait a minute. So you're blowing
at the bar,
sharing it with people,
right? But you got your mask
that
on.
Infects the lungs. Like, what do we do? Allegedly, you know what I mean? Like, so there's just a lot of people who aren't ready to realize that Rome has let them down, and that's just the nature of Rome. You know what I mean? Rome, which is the United States, the Europeans, Rome, like they say in the Marines, complacency kills. They're keeping our people complacent deliberately.
Yep.
So, our people get on Section 8, their rent's $12 a month. What the fuck they got to worry about? Their rent is $12 a month.
Exactly.
So now every time Jordans come out, they good. Because all they got to do is pay $12 a month. You know what I mean? So it's
Damn, man, you said it right there.
hey, bro.
Complacency kills. Ooh, because they don't have no other. I was just talking to someone about the other day. If you don't aren't put in the position to rely on God and on God alone and nothing but God, you will try to rely on something else. You will try to rely on something else.
It was. I remember when I was stationed in Camp Pendleton. It was a song by French Montana. I think Lil Wayne was in it too. It said, "Look me in my face, I ain't got no worries."
Oh,
and that's
man.
our people, bro.
Dead
During
ass.
the pandemic, only essential businesses were supposed to be open. Liquor stores stayed open. Come on.
Oh, man. Ain't got no
reality.
worries.
As long as our people can escape reality, they're gonna be straight. But once that reality hits them and they can no longer escape it, it's a wrap for them. And that's just the hard, ugly truth, bro.
Yep. It really is.
And the truth is normally hard and ugly.
It sure is. That's why it's just easier just to face it. Just to turn around and face it.
My baby being born, it was beautiful, but that shit was nasty.
Bro, that's always, and literally, it's always that.
But it was nasty.
It's always that.
You know, it's blood's coming out. Like, that's not...
It's not a sight that you want to see, but it's a baby being born. It's a life
it's
being
amazing.
brought.
It's beautiful. It was great. I cried. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. My daughter's finally here. And I feel so good. And Juicy did so great. And it was just beautiful. But there was a bunch of blood. You know what I mean? So the truth is ugly, but it's fucking necessary.
Oh, man. I love that, man. Hey, really, thank you for this interview. Like, I'm so glad I finally got to talk to you. And yeah, man, we gonna have to do this again. We got, oh man, y'all definitely make sure you go check out at rise_of_the Moors. I'm going to put it up here. Make sure y'all check this out. Make sure you guys follow, tap in. If you don't already know who you are, tap in. It's time to tap in. It's time for you to learn the truth. They've been lying to you. Come out of the matrix. We need you to come out of the matrix.
Let me give him a little tidbit, right?
Please, go ahead, please.
So, a lot of people say taxation is theft. Taxation is not theft. You voluntarily pay taxes when your job, when you go work at a job as an employee, which means servant in a law book. The employer means master in a law book. So does boss.
Hold on. Pause. He said law book. Law, not your regular dictionary, people. This is not Webster's. Go to a Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, please. All right, go ahead.
They give you a W-4. The W-4 is you voluntarily accepting to pay taxes. There's a document called a W-4V, which on line number 7, it says you don't want them to take taxes out of your paycheck, which is about 40% of your paycheck that they're taking out state and federal. I've helped family members in my own family. It's an IRS document, irs.gov, W-4V, and several family members have told me that they're getting $300 extra a paycheck just because of that. There's also federal laws. Look up Title 26 of the United States Code or Title 26 of the Code of Federal Regulations, and you'll see where they state that the employer is responsible for paying the taxes, whether they collect it from your paycheck or not. Yep. So since they're responsible, they only hand you the W-4 because they don't want the tax liability, so they take it out of your paycheck.
Boom.
And that's more science. It's not just who you are; it's how it affects you politically, how it affects you on your own homeland, which is America, which means you have certain rights and privileges that you have the right to exercise. And if you don't exercise them, then you agree. So taxation is not theft. It's based on voluntary compliance. And just because you don't know, that's
Yep.
Because we claim to be so woke. We claim we know Allah. We claim we know God. We claim we know Yahweh. We claim we know the earth is flat, or we know the earth is round, or we see the other side of the Nibiru, and we got this, conscious download December 21st. We know all of that. We know about all the chakras. We know so much. We know about the third eye and the chakra alignment. We know Reiki. We know about Yoni steams. We know about CMOS. We know about everything on the planet, but we don't know about taxes are voluntary.
We don't know about law.
Yep. You can read Hebrew, you can read English, you can read Egyptian hieroglyphics, but you don't know taxes are voluntary. You can carve and date rocks, but you don't know taxes are voluntary. Come on.
I'm so mad you said it like that. It's not rocket science.
It says it.
Man.
Their laws, it says it. This is not me making it up. It's their laws. United States Code of Federal Regulations. That's their stuff. That's, you know what I mean? Moorish Science is just saying, hey, you also don't have to fill out the W4V, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Right.
Wake up first, and then we'll talk about that.
Oh man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Oh man. I hope everybody got something big out of this. I really hope y'all tapped in. Like, like you said, that's just a little bit. Like, that's just not even scratching the surface. Like, you don't even know. If you know when you start learning who you are, oh my God, bro. Like, oh my God. Life is different. Life is different. You get life. You get life. You can't go back. Ain't no way you go. If you go back, it's suicide. That's exactly what that is. It's
your soul's gonna be fucked up
completely. Oh man.
You know what I mean? If it's not already fucked up, because that's where all the alcoholism and the drug abuse comes from. Because they're trying to escape. And I learned this for myself when I was in the Marines. I was an alcoholic. I didn't know I was trying to escape reality. I didn't know that I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I didn't know that. I know that now. And what was I doing? I was drinking the pain away, and I didn't even know the pain was there.
Right.
And that's what our people are doing. They're drinking every day. They're smoking every day. They're trying to escape a reality that they don't understand because there's so much trauma happening.
So much trauma added to it. Just Oh my God.
So this shit is real. Like this ain't no hominis dominus peace. I know myself, and nah, bro. This is real.
It's a war. It's war. It's exactly that. It is a war, and you gotta shoot, man. It takes a lot to be a warrior. You ain't no dumb warriors. Oh shit. I know they said Marines were dumb, but ain't no dumb Marines.
Nah, ain't no fucking dumb Marines. They make anything out of nothing. Let's believe that shit. They get obsolete technology, and we can set up a base.
Our motto is do more with less. Like, do more with less, damn it. Like, adapt and overcome, damn it. Like, just do it. All right, brother. Islam, man. I'll talk to you soon, man. You have a good one.
All right, bro. Peace. Appreciate it.
All right, man. And that was another episode of Father to Father. So we're going to be switching here in the new year. We're going to be going back over to the Father to Father Initiative page. And if you don't already follow my They Call Me Papa Bennett page, follow that. We're going to have a lot of these conversations going on. Some of y'all were asking, what religion do we follow? It's not a religion in the sense of a Western society, what you would say. We are Moorish Americans. If you don't know and you don't already know, we're not black. We're Moorish Americans. And as you can look and see, I have on a black t-shirt and I'm wearing a giant copper-colored penny, which shout out, it's not even a penny, it's a medallion, but shout out to Strength and Unity Jewels to showcase, just to show y'all one time that we're copper-colored. We're not black. We're copper-colored. So find out who the copper-colored people were that existed on this land prior to the European influence that came over by Christopher Columbus. There's so much history that you can link yourself back to. My mustache is black, bro. My skin is not. All right? Understand, find out who you are. Tap in. Make sure you follow us. Tap in with Rise of the Moors. Tap in with They Call Me Papa Bennett. Stay tuned with the Bennett Gang. Y'all have a good one. Peace. Thank you for tagging her. Peace.